Good morning. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Sometimes it takes a couple of seconds to get going. Just like all of us on a Monday. Sometimes it takes the restream a second. There we go. Oh, I think we're on the hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the second week. Yeah, second week or so of August 2025. Hey, here we are. We got it. We're into August, whether you like it or not. Time is just flying. So it is your morning mojo. Just a little bit just a little bit of positivity and encouragement to start your day, perhaps even a little bit of accidental humor and inspiration. I mean, who knows? Who knows what might happen this morning? I'm running on very, very little sleep this morning. Oh, I see that I'm just, sorry about that. I think I'm being a little too loud. Sorry about that. Yeah, running on just a very little sleep. Really had a great weekend. I did a weekend run out to Oklahoma. So shout out to the new friends that we made in Oklahoma this weekend playing with Craig Wayne Boyd. It was really nice to meet all of you guys out there. Great couple of shows out there. So good to see all of you guys, but I don't bounce like I used to, man, from the road. So this Monday, I'm definitely leaning on the coffee. I'm leaning on the coffee and the Holy Spirit to get going this morning. But hey, so here's what is on my mind this morning, and hopefully this is something that maybe we as a collective group here. Hey, Sarah, good morning. Thank you for hopping on. So what Sarah and I, since she and I are the first two on, what we're going to talk to you guys about this morning is I've been thinking a lot about lately why it took me so long to start really knocking some things off my list of things I wanted to do. And I don't mean like mow the grass, click, straighten the back deck, click, clean the garage, click. No, and I'm talking about things that I wanted to do in my life. I've been thinking that I woke up one day and I think, how old am I? 56? I was born in 68. So yeah, so I'm 56. I'm wondering sometimes why it took me so long to get rolling. Um, and to really get to knocking some things off my list. And I wondered maybe for some of y'all too, do you got some stuff that you want to do? I mean, I'm talking about goals. I mean, they could be career goals. They could be things like, do you really want to finally get in shape? Do you want to maybe just work on certain skills? I'd like to learn how to do this better. Or do you have dreams? Do you want to start a business? Are there things that have been rolling around in there that are your dreams and your goals? And they just kind of keep getting kicked down the road. Do you guys have that? Hi, Adam. Adam, hello. What's up, Clint? Hi, Terry Lee. And Adam. Oh, so you're still in Poland. Nice. Our globetrotting friend, Adam. Man, nice to see you. So yeah, so and I tell you, I finally just reached a point of being fed up a couple of months ago. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to start doing some of this stuff or it's never gonna get done. And I guess really for me, my question for everybody today is what gets in your way? What's stopping you from getting to your goals, getting to those dreams that you've put out there, or even those things that maybe you just want to even try? I don't know about you, but just as an example, um, last year I opened an online store. It's a gaming store. It's board games, role playing games, strategy games, and things like that. And I have dreams of opening an actual store. And I'm kind of in the middle of doing that right now. I kind of did it as a side hustle, and it hasn't really worked out. But when I decide that that hasn't really worked out, when I decide to call the ball, I will. And I'm going to mark this off my list as, hey, you know what? At least I tried it. I'm marking this off my list. I tried this. I didn't sit around wondering what would happen if. That's the thing that drives me nuts. Do any of you guys have anything like that? Do you have anything like that that maybe maybe that you've been just kind of kicking down the road thinking, well, I'll get to that someday. I heard this saying a while back, and I think I mentioned it this morning on Trash Talk, and that is there's 7 days in the week, and someday is not one of them. So I just kind of throwing this out to the group here, what stopping you? What's in your way? And I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to think that a lot of what's been in my way from achieving my goals and making changes and learning new skills and even like that new business adventure and things like that, what's stopping me is me. But sometimes, I get my own way, but it's not always as simple as just not getting started, I mean, I guess maybe there's always an excuse, right? So, and I'm gonna pick on Clint for a second because I know Clint. Clint's a good dude. Um, Clint, when you decided you were going to get in shape, you didn't just decide and then the next day you were like, right? You know, there's steps that you have to take, right? I know Terry Lee is got a number of different business ventures going. You didn't just wake up one day and say, "I'm going to start all these different things," right? You picked something, you took those first steps. So I'm curious, what is it that keeps you from getting to that first step? And I got some ideas I was going to throw out there, and I can tell you for me, one of the biggest things I had to overcome was, are you ready for this? I believe that one of the biggest things that I had to overcome was fear of failure before I even started. What if it won't be good? What if it won't work? What if I don't succeed? What if I don't make any money? What if it's a failure? You know, you know, what if I just don't get there? And I guarantee you that I'm trying to think of who it was that said this first, and it might have been Michael Jordan. I believe it was. It said, "You're guaranteed to miss 100% of the shots you never take." You know, do you guys ever find that? I mean, it's one of those things that just, if you've already beaten yourself saying, what if it doesn't, what if, what if is a killer of progress because you won't know until you try. Clint makes a good point here down in the comments on Facebook. Clint pointed in, he said it takes a commitment. And I think that commitment says, I'm going to try this, but I'm going to give it a real shot. I'm not going to try it for a day and then decide. And I'm going to go back to the getting in shape thing because I've talked to so many people, um, especially since the pandemic. It feels like a lot of folks we all kind of got a little round around the middle because we didn't get out and do, it's been 5 years. Okay. We got to get out and do now. Right. But just because you went to the gym one day and you didn't, you came home and you're like, huh, my waistline doesn't look any smaller. Just, yeah, just because it didn't work the first day, you've got to commit to it, right? You've got to commit to it. So whatever your idea is, even if it's a business venture, like I did, I gave myself a year and I'm just a little past the year mark and I'm at this teetering point where it might be time to pull the plug on that. But at least I've committed to it for a year. I've been smart about it and I'm kind of marking, but, one of the other things that I am currently doing that I have always wanted to do is I've always wanted to see, could I wait for this? Those of you guys who know me, I've been playing with Ryan Weaver for 13 years. Country artist Ryan Weaver, my best friend, and we've gotten to do some really cool stuff. These pictures back here on the wall are like some of the big gigs that we've done, big shows that we've played. I've gotten to do some really great bucket list stuff, but I've never committed myself 100% to finding out, could I actually make a living playing the bass guitar? The thing that I love doing, the thing that I absolutely enjoy the most. Could I make a living doing that? And so right now, I'm in the process of doing that. I've got the skills. I've been doing it for 30 something years and I've got, and I think the only thing that was holding me back was, what if I can't? What if I can't? What if I can't do this? What if nobody hires me? Well, I will tell you right out of the gate, the first thing I pursued, I was actually able to snag a gig. And so for the next little while here, for these next few shows, I'm going to be playing with Craig Wayne Boyd. He won The Voice a few years ago. It's a great gig. He's a great guy, great band. And I went out this weekend and did something I've never done before, not in 13 years. I went out and played a show as a hired gun bass player. It might actually work. I'm going to give it some time to figure it out. But all right, so that's what's been going on with me. But you guys, for you guys, what is that thing that's sitting there? Maybe it's not sitting in front of you all the time. Maybe it's more like something that's kind of whispering over your shoulder here. I sure would like to write a book. I sure would like to start a business. I do need to get into shape. What is that thing that's out there? And so, my quote this morning, this is something that, down this morning, where down here, it's one of my favorite quotes from the show Letterkenny. If you've ever seen Letterkenny, it's a very unique, funny, quirky little show. But one of the main guys, his favorite saying is "Pitter patter, let's get at her," and that means let's go. That I keep having to remind myself. You can keep talking about it, or you can take that first step. And even if it's the wrong step, at least it's a step. At least it's a step. Make that first move. So, okay. So being scared, you know what? that is true. Sometimes that fear is real. But what I had to start asking myself was, but what am I actually scared of? That is a really, really good question. And so for those of you guys who are on some of the other guys, that this is the quote that just came in from YouTube. Yeah, so what if you're scared? Well, I think that we have to ask ourselves what it is that you're scared of, and in many cases, failure is not necessarily all that scary because failure really is just an opportunity to learn and then change something about what you're doing. Failure is an opportunity to get better at it. So that's one of those things that is, I don't know. I think failure is really only failure if you don't learn from it. And I think that some of the greatest inventors and some of the greatest people that we see who've done great things with their lives, whether it's people who have gone from being couch potatoes to running marathons to people who've created, even Steve Jobs, who created, Apple, there were a lot of failures along the way. So that's one of the things that shouldn't necessarily scare you. It's one of the things that maybe you take it and you learn from that failure, and it makes you better. It makes you better. So everybody has that opportunity to say, okay, if whatever it is that's holding us back, whether it's being scared to take that step towards chasing your dreams and setting those goals, or sometimes is it time? Well, we don't think we have time, but if you think about how much time we spend doing things that you kind of eat up your time, you can find time to do anything if it's something that's important to you. And I think that another one of my favorite quotes I saw one time was, um, "You can either make time or you can make an excuse." That's what it comes down to. So, whatever the case is, my encouragement to you guys this week is, let's just make this the week. Let's get at it. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do, take that first step. Let's just do that. Let's make this week. It's the kind of the beginning August here. We're heading into fall. Don't wait till New Year's. That never seems to work. Let's do it now. Set yourself just a really small goal. Whatever your goal is, it's this big, take a little small step. Just do something to get some momentum. You'll feel better. You'll feel better once you start taking those steps. I've been very, very surprised in my life and the little things that I have done that have turned into big things by just taking that next step, by just taking that next step. And so right now, I've took a big step this weekend, and I've got more steps I've got to take if I'm going to keep chasing this thing down. If I'm going to keep chasing this thing down and get some more shows, get out there and be thumping on that bass guitar as much as I want to. So, anyway, just throwing that out there to you guys as food for thought on this Monday morning. What we try to do here on the Morning Mojo is just throw a little bit of positivity out there, get some conversation going about some positive energy and some things, some motivation, some encouragement, a few laughs. And before everybody hops out, I want to make sure that before everybody hops off, to make sure that you guys have somebody praying for you. So I'm going to pray for you guys right now. And if you're not religious, hey, that's totally cool. I don't want to offend anybody. You feel free to hop on tomorrow. Come back and see us. We'll be talking about more of the same stuff, but I'm going to pray for everybody here before we get out of here on this Monday. God, I thank you so much for our opportunity this morning to talk. God, I thank you for the things that you put in us, the ambitions and the desires that you've put in us to do better, to be more. And God, I know that you're always pointing out to us in all these different ways who it is that you created us to be. So God, I ask you to bless each and every one of the people who are watching us this morning and help us just look at what are the things that we want to do? What are the things that we're trying to achieve in our lives? And God, I ask you to just help us find that thing inside ourselves that connects to that spirit you've given us. You did not give us a spirit of fear, but you gave us a spirit of joy. Lord, help us find that and help us move forward into whatever endeavors it is. Even the things that sometimes may be scary for us, Lord, and even the things that maybe need to get done, maybe just absolutely have to get done and we have no choice. Well, Lord, help us find that motivation to get it done. Lord, thank you for all the folks that are on here. I thank you for the technology that allows us all to connect in one community across the world. Thank you so very much for this day and another opportunity. I ask you to keep all of these folks safe until we meet again. I ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, there you go. Short and sweet. Morning Mojo. It is Monday. Pitter patter, get at her. Pitter patter, let's get at her. So I'm on the charging station on Facebook and the Instagrams and on YouTube, and I can't remember what it's called on the TikTok, but if you're watching on TikTok, thank you. just smash that like, that follow, that subscribe button, hit that little bell on YouTube so you know when we're going live, when we post new content. I appreciate you guys being on here. I hope everybody has a great day. And pitter patter, let's get at her. Peace.